Chapter 47. Choices, Choices. Marcus stood indignant, gripping his sword in both hands, ready to strike. Any sentimentality he once had toward his research shadow had completely evaporated.
You can hold your nose up at the idea, Brad chastised, but you've done the same thing when domesticating animals, engaging in agriculture, and eradicating other forms from your planet. You even tried it on yourselves, and you're terrible at it.
But you aren't, Marcus countered. We've had billions of years to practice. You can decide if that's sufficient. Either way, the Alphas are the most capable for what lies ahead. You can count on it. And Anthony and Jordan weren't?
Not everyone who was reset was evil or bad. Not everyone who survived is good. Like everyone else that was reset, your brother, Jordan, and Monica had multiple things working for and against them. I told you, we balanced the entire person to make the final determination. If it'll make you feel better, I'll share the thing that tipped the scale for each of them.
Marcus remained ready to strike. In Antony's case, he couldn't accept his greatness. No matter what he accomplished, it wasn't enough. This is ridiculous!
Maybe, but it's the truth. Your brother was blinded by avarice, even though he channeled it into positive outcomes. Someone like that is dangerous because when they fail, and eventually they always do, their ego crumbles. It's hard to predict what happens next.
Marcus hissed through his teeth. And Jordan? He had an excess of mind over body. His mental curiosities took precedent to his physical preservation. Your mind, separate as it is, still depends in this material existence on your physical body, and he developed an irreversible aversion to its maintenance. The way things were going, Brad laughed. There was a motorized scooter in his very immediate future. And Monica? What was her fault? Marcus's anger amplified. She was your friend. She trusted you!
Avarice, like your brother. It's interesting how the same emotional driver resulted in such wildly different behaviors between them. In her case, it was channeled into recreating situations of opulence and abuse.
With Benedict? Did you even give her my quota?
I never got the chance. Not that it would have mattered. Your intentions were admirable, but misplaced. Anthony was right about what she'd choose, and it wasn't you. Her relationship with Benedict was the most recent incarnation of abuse, but her life was a series of similar situations. All but the first were her own creation. You couldn't save her.
Then why was she part of the cohort?
To analyze is not to judge. She was well suited to my research, but not ready to face the next step in your form's journey on this side of the veil.
You keep using that word.
Apocalypse is Greek for lifting of the veil. The reset and scraping are the first of many steps that will reveal the truth about yourself and your pivotal place in the universe. The Alphas are the portion of your collective consciousness remaining on the material side of the veil. The Ascended are on the immaterial side, at least for the next 49 days. Then a portion will start the process of cycling back through births.
Reincarnation,
Marcus mocked. Yes, but let's put a pin in that for a moment and finish discussing why the Alphas were chosen.
Why couldn't you use your power to change Anthony or Jordan or Monica, or any of the others instead of killing them?
For the same reason we used Subsumption to understand you. We don't control free will. It isn't like light or gravity. It's a force beyond anyone's authority except your own. Consciousness is the most important energy in the universe because it acts as the immovable mover. Everything else follows from it. You and your form can make choices that move us all forward.
You're so benevolent, Marcus said, fiery hate shooting from his eyes.
Don't act so outraged. None of the Ascended were torn from their homes in the darkness of night by secret police and sent to death camps. No one was forced to watch their family members be raped to death. No one used babies for bayonet practice, or smashed their heads against a rock, or had a gasoline-soaked tire put around their necks and set ablaze. And no one was scorched by the heat of an atomic blast. That's what you've done to yourselves in the not-too-distant past. Comparatively, what we've done is beyond benevolent. It was also necessary to allow your form a moment to choose a new path before falling back into those old mistakes.
Why couldn't you take the Alphas and leave?
Progress doesn't mean carving out a portion of your form. It's about transforming all of it together. That requires sacrifice.
individually and collectively, to ensure you're on the path that maximizes your chances of success in facing the Confederation. All we do is nudge things in the right direction at critical moments. Marcus glared at Brad. Like with North Korea? Ironically, their lived experience has been closer to your proposed alternatives than you realize, Brad responded with a smirk. But this simple fact remains. Your form has been involved in a universal conflict for your entire existence, often without realizing it. The reset and scraping were our most recent actions to help you against the Confederation. There have been others. What does that mean? Marcus's gut turned. Put down the sword, and I'll tell you. Tell me, anyway. One of Stoicism's core principles is that you can't control the world around you, only your reactions to it. That's an important truth to remember. Most of what Jordan noticed was real, but he misattributed it to us. It's the Confederation who's been slowly boiling your form, driving you to embrace hate and dividing you through fear. They've guided you away from the immaterial in anticipation of their arrival. They create the crisis so they can offer you the solution, a choice between a death you've been conditioned to fear or eternal material enslavement. We're here to help you avoid that fate, which means occasionally offering a different direction at moments where a critical choice will take place. But the choice is still yours to make. How can you describe that as free will? If a plane goes down and you lose your parents, all you can do is choose how to live the rest of your life. You don't control the plane any more than they did. But they chose to get on it. And while you may not understand how the loss of your parents was preparing you for other more important choices, it was. You're saying the Confederation killed my parents? No. I'm saying we did. Marcus lunged at Brad, pinning him to the ground and pressing the tip of Invictus to the Shadow's throat. Brad laughed hysterically. Look at your reaction! Are you really in control of yourself right now? Or have you handed that power over to anger and fear? That's the cornerstone of the Confederation's control. I told you, Marcus, you can't hurt me. You might as well be holding a baguette. If you choose to push that blade through my throat, you won't exact vengeance. But you will end your own life, depriving the Alphas of their most important leader for a war that's on the horizon. Marcus glared into Brad's eyes, churning with anger, unsure what to do. The muscles in his arms ached for blood, but his heart wanted to understand. Answer this, Brad continued. Would you be the same person without Antony acting as your guardian? Marcus's eyes bounced back and forth. No. And that's exactly why your parents had to go. It cleared the way for Antony to raise you for a future of facing the Confederation. Your free will is constrained by the fact that you don't control everything. Your parents' fate didn't depend on your choices. Only your reaction to it does. You don't remember because you were in stealth mode, but you lived their final moment in your last sequence. They were your roommates, but you didn't notice. You accepted the same fate they did in real life, without hate or anger. It's what proved you were ready. It's what pushed your form across the M1 finish line. And ultimately, it's why you're still alive. Now that you know the truth, you have another choice to make. Stab me and it's been for nothing. Or get off me, and I'll tell you what you're really up against. Marcus rocked in place from the frustration of the choice. Memories of those he'd loved and lost raced through his mind like a locomotive. The spirit of their memories softened his heart, and he rolled off Brad, dropping Invictus, screaming and sobbing again. Brad sat up and scooted across the floor to face Marcus. It's impossible for you to understand the purpose behind moments of loss in isolation, but they are part of a bigger plan. They put you on a path to defeat the Confederation and save your form, which includes your parents, your brother, Jordan, and Monica, despite the pain their deaths cause you right now. Marcus could only continue to cry. You have my sympathy, Brad offered. Your life has included a lot of suffering. And so much more awaits you. No! Marcus concealed his face with his hands. If you don't want to know, that's okay. Marcus looked up. I want to know. Please. The first time we met, I asked you what the most important thing was in your life. Brad paused. Do you remember what you told me? My family, Marcus replied, prematurely drying his eyes. The Confederation has used that against you. You refer to them like they're already here. That's because some of them are. We'll dig into that in a minute. But right now, focus on your family. What about it? The Confederation has been active in working against Anthony while supporting Jordan and Diana. It's two of their primary fronts in the war against you. We were effective in protecting Anthony for as long as necessary from their interference, but the same can't be said about Jordan and Diana. Jordan's out of the picture for a minute. But Diana has chosen a different path, one motivated by anger and fear. The most important thing you can do to push back against the Confederation is to heal the wounds you've inflicted on each other. No one succeeds if the two of you are divided. I'm not being dramatic when I say the fate of your entire form, and with it the fate of this universe, comes down to the two of you. Things aren't going so well between us right now, so that's going to be tough, Marcus lamented. I can apologize, but I doubt it'll do any good. Maybe once the twins are born, she'll feel differently, but until... Diana isn't carrying your children anymore. The words punched the wind out of Marcus. Brad sat silently, staring. You said they were alive! Marcus roared. I said Diana was alive, and she is. What? Marcus stood, forming fists again. Brad stood with him. After your fight Friday night, Diana called her lawyer, who made it clear she can't keep you out of the children's lives indefinitely. She'd already visited an abortion clinic more than a month ago before deciding to give you a chance at co-parenting. She wanted to hurt you. She went back to the clinic yesterday to get you out of her life for good. Marcus wasn't crying anymore. He was ice cold, screaming from the depths of his soul while thrashing through Brad's office again like an uncaged animal. I'm not saying your pain isn't real, Brad de-escalated, but a big portion of how you're feeling is the result of not knowing the truth. That's what the Confederation wants, to fill your heart with ignorant hate. They've conditioned you to believe all you have is this material existence. With time and training in the Agoge, you'll come to realize how close your family still is to you, but you have to let go of your hate first. How do I know you didn't do this? You can't, not for sure. But I'm telling you, Marcus, nothing I've ever said to you was a lie. I've lost track of all the secrets you've kept. Omission isn't the same as lying. You've admitted as much to yourself. Why would you expect to hold us to a different standard than the one you hold yourself to? The Federation doesn't owe you total transparency, and you couldn't handle it anyway. It'd be like feeding a starving prisoner of war, making their stomach pop from the abrupt pressure on their system. Your finite brain isn't ready for an infinite truth, so you have to choose to trust us or don't. It's up to you, but if you want to ensure a better future for your family and your form, you'll fix your relationship with Diana. You have to start piecing your family together again. Who are you, really? Marcus fumed. An isolated manifestation of an infinite immaterial collective. We're not unlike you in that way, we just lack a meat bag and a skeleton. There are other individuals of the Federation's consciousness. You'll meet some when you start at the Agoge tomorrow. Marcus said nothing. You're angry because you think your pain is unique. It's not, Brad asserted. This answers the last of your questions. Why I'm cold toward your suffering. But this is what it means to live the human experience. It's a continual vacillation between joy and sorrow. No human has ever endured anything like this. That's simply untrue, Brad declared. This isn't the first time your form has been reset. Just ask Bill, if you can find him.